Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Pixelmon from the Pixelmon Let's Go server. I brought some junk with me because I forgot to empty out my inventory. However, we got another Q&A caving session. I am going to cave while answering the Qs with Ace. And using the night vision shovel instead of night vision potions like I did last time. Hey, I'm smart. I'm going to just go and start right with it. I'm gonna grab everything, I don't really care. First question from Butters was, what's your PC setup like? What parts are in my PC? So, I'm just gonna go and list them because it's really not that top of the line. I built my PC like 3.5 years ago, and when I built it, it was like not the best of the best because the best of the best is usually expensive, but like one tier lower than the best ish. So the things that I got on my computer for a graphics card, I have a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970 4GB video card. My CPU or processor is an Intel Core i7 4790K 4 GHz quad core. Special, eh? I have a SSD used for my OS, which is a Kingston Savage 240 gigabyte 2.5-inch solid state drive, and I have a hard drive or two hard drives by now that I use to store my stuff on, as you can imagine. One of them is a Western Digital Caviar Black 1 terabyte 3.5-inch. That's 7,200 RPMs. And the other, I believe, is also Kingston Black, but it's 4 gigabytes because I need an upgrade. Because recording stuff is actually quite, heavy on your hard drive usage. Just saying. My memory is, or RAM, depending on how you want to say it, is RAM stands for Rapid Access Memory. It's a G-Skill Sniper Gaming Series 16 gigabyte, 2 sticks of 8, DDR3 1866 memory cards. So that's pretty good. My power supply is a Raidmax 850 watt, 80 plus gold certificate semi-modular ATX power supply. Yes. I'm reading this off of a list, as you can imagine. I have a case that is a Thermaltake Commander G42 windowed cover. And my motherboard is a Gigabyte GA Z97 HD3 ATX LGA 100 or 1150 motherboard. Now, if you followed all of that and you actually wrote it down, you can check and look it up, but it's honestly not that special. I need to upgrade my PC quite necessarily. I don't really am able to record other games mostly because my PC is outdated and the games are not anymore. So that's why I'm doing a GTA 5 City series because that game is also outdated, right? Obviously I have an OS system as well, and that's Windows 10 or 11, or I don't know what we're at these days. I think it's still 10. Okay, next question is from Dead-Eyed Phoenix. He has 3, or they have 3, my apologies. The first question is, can I be in a video? I don't usually invite viewers over for videos, however, it is part of my Patreon. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. The Patreon has a tier, it's the 3rd one, that allows you to participate in a video with me every month usually. Depending on whether or not you have a decent mic, which is a pretty big must, because if, your mic's horrible and I can barely hear what you're saying, it's not going to make for entertaining footage. I don't like having to put that as stipulation, but it's necessary. If you get the tier lower on Patreon, there will be game nights and video game nights and such things that will be hosted once a month as well. We have movie nights. We hang out, play games. It's a plethora of things. I'm basically sharing my responsibilities as well as Patreon perks with Mr. Flusmaker. So any and all things that I have on my Patreon, his patrons will get, and the same way around as well. And then you can basically gain access to what both of us are doing, which is pretty dope. And I'm enjoying it so far. We're working together on certain activities as well. It's been a blast. But yeah, if you want to participate, that's basically the way to do it. Other than that, there is no immediate plans of doing anything. Yeah, that's it. Second question is, can I see your skin without armor? You can, however, I did do this 2 episodes ago when I asked for the Q&A caving, but I'll show it again. I won't show it again because my inventory is full. So let me go to the next question is, will you ever do a face reveal with Fluz or someone when you, for example, hit 3K subs? I don't think it will ever happen on my end, mostly because in a video you'd probably need a webcam, and I don't have one of those, nor do I want one of those. But I know that Flus for a fact also probably won't ever do one because he is really enjoying his privacy, which I can only agree with, because you don't want to give away too much of your privacy on the internet. So this is my face, my body, and everything else. There you go. I'm gonna put my armor back on though. The next question is by Superstar, and they ask me what inspired me to use the name for Stenstone. Now it's a more so difficult description. The name Sten is used in multiple Scandinavian languages as a name, obviously. It's either directly translated to or derived from the word stone in those languages. In my own language, Dutch, it's close to that as well. And I kind of like the idea of showing that off a little bit into the international community. So when I was thinking of a different name for myself on the internet, because there is multiple reasons why my old name was childish and didn't fit me anymore, I thought about this long and hard because honestly, pretty difficult to think about. I'm not very creative. So I decided to eventually go with Sten and then Stone, which is basically the same word over and over. However, it had a nice ring to it. And immediately I had an idea for a skin as well, which brings me to this next question as well, which is the left side of your skin made out of stone because you looked at Medusa with your left eye? I decided that my skin would basically be half Sten and half stone. Now I know that both of them actually mean stone, but Sten is the name and stone is the material in this case, so it doesn't work exactly like that. So that's the reason why I decided to do the skin that I have right now. And I more so like the idea of thinking it's like me being semi-petrified. And if you guys know about Game of Thrones, they actually have a disease. I don't remember what it's called, but it basically turns you into stone slowly. And that's sort of what this is like. I don't know if it's in stasis currently, which means that it doesn't continue going, but basically I'm like half petrified, half my body turned into functional stone. So yeah, that's it. It's not very special, but that second question was from Dudus Maslanka. I'm just gonna butcher your name there. My apologies, but that's how I read it. It's the English way of seeing it, I suppose. Next question is from Brady Yeah, who asks, when did you start playing Minecraft? And this one's actually quite easy for me to answer because I started playing Minecraft in December of 2010. Now you may wonder, how do you know that so specifically? I looked it up after the fact because I remember very distinctly after playing this when the lapis birch spruce, was it birch spruce jungle? Birch spruce, yes. When the birch spruce update went live, which is I believe like beginning of January. Um, Now, mind you, I may or may not have started playing the game when you could still download a client and you didn't have to actually pay for it. So, in order to receive updates, etc., and actually buy the game, I scraped together some of my lunch money, which wasn't lunch money because we don't do school lunches in the Netherlands, but still, it was like my pocket money, whatever you call allowance. Yes, that's the word. And I bought the game in January of 2011. And the reason why I know that is because on Mojang, it shows you when you bought your account, which is pretty dope. Okay, so Francisco de la Cuadra? Probably that. Once again, sorry for butchering names. Asks, do you think in the future you're going to play other games? Now, I might play other games. I also already play other games. However, like I said before, I won't be able to fully record any of them probably, unless they're really non-taxing. So I did some stuff with speedrunners, which my computer barely managed to record and play at the same time. Obviously, I played GTA 5 City. Why am I placing down torches? um, but other than that, there is a very low chance of me actually being able to play and record other games beyond Minecraft because my PC just can't handle it. I'd have to upgrade my PC first, and for now, I don't have the money to do so because I don't have a job. And once I get a job, I might eventually be able to upgrade my PC, but it won't be for a little bit. So unless there are some really generous people out there, which I'm not going to go and assume or ask for, I won't be able to actually manage to increase the quality of my PC and play other games. Otherwise, I would probably try some other games just because I enjoy it as well. And I really enjoyed GTA 5 City so far. It's been a blast, especially with the whole nostalgia factor, that I really enjoyed playing it. As for games I do play but can't record, the last few months I've been playing a lot of Pixelmon, so I don't really have the ability currently to, or I don't have the, I haven't made the time. Let me phrase this properly for once. I haven't made the time to actually play any other games, but otherwise I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege on and off for the last 3 years. Is it three? Probably. Um, yeah, and I don't know, speedrunners played a little bit. Used to play all the seas ago, but that was like way long ago. I don't do that anymore. I don't know. It's more so like, am I enjoying certain games? And big factor for me is playing it with friends, because I usually enjoy games more if I'm playing it with people I enjoy playing with. Okay. The Wild Animals asks me, what subscriber goal could you reach to do this as a full-time job, or would that be too stressful? It's a very good question. I really enjoyed this particular question. However, it's a difficult answer. With the current state of YouTube and haven't even seen it right. With the current states of YouTube and their treatment of their content creators, which includes ad revenue, etc., and just I don't know how to even describe it. It's very difficult to gauge how much money or how many subscribers and views, most importantly, because it's not about subscribers, it's more so about views. You need to actually make enough money to go full time. But I'd imagine it would be over $100,000, closer to a million subscribers and a lot of views. But probably the better way to gauge it is to use Patreon or some other site to check and yeah. The thing with it is, if you're making content on YouTube and um, other websites, you are self-employed. And this means, in grown-up terms, and God, I hate talking about adulting, but it is the case, you have to pay your own income taxes. And that's usually considered about 33%, I believe, or something of your income, which goes directly to the government, right? You have to make sure that you start. You might need some pension funds or something along those lines. There's a chance that you need. Oh, I went back down the same ravine I came in from. I'm confused. Did I? Yeah, I think so. Um, Yeah, pensions. There's disability insurance. There's there, you don't have any security in your job, so you need to make sure you have money saved up for in case that people just stopped enjoying your content and you have to look for something else. There's a whole lot of things you have to pay for besides, potential rents, food, etc. So it makes it very difficult to gauge how much money you'd need. But it takes quite a while to be able to be that established, and I don't think I'll ever manage that. Um, because you'd have to have that extra special thing, and it's like within the music or with the movie industries as well. You don't always. Um, ooh, nice Bulbasaur. You'd have to be discovered in order to actually do something like that. So it's really difficult. I hope I can like I I hope I answered your question a little bit there at least because it's a really difficult one to answer. You need a couple of $1,000s on Patreon at least to go proper full time. Now I still live at home with my parents, so I suppose for me it would be a little less technically, but eventually I do need to start thinking about moving out. So next question is from Barry Rudge. Do you play any other games or have any hobbies? Well, I also already mentioned what potential other games I play. I believe these Smurgles were both. Yeah, no speed is not really what you want in a Smurgle. The Oshawa's also kind of poopy. And I don't think Jolly is what I'd want in a Bulbasaur. Probably not. I'll just drop it in and check it out later. Okay, let's see. Yes. I have hobbies. Yes, I'm a Scouts leader. I've been doing that since I was 15 for almost 10 years now. I don't know why I'm still doing it because I don't really like children. No, I'm just kidding. It's been interesting so far. I don't know if I'll keep doing it my entire life with potential jobs, etc. But it's always fun to make kids happy. Um, Other than that, I used to play badminton. I was half decent at it. I'm not the most athletic person, so I wasn't that very good. But it's just yeah. Most of my other hobbies are like on the internet, just hanging out with people, playing games, doing stuff. This is one of my hobbies, I suppose, recording videos because uh, it's considered a hobby if you don't make too much money with it. I believe that's the definition. So yeah, I guess that's it. Uh, Yeah, I'll try this. Next question is by Saw Hoto. With the question, Fedrin is really good at Pokemon. How come she never wins a tournament? It's a very interesting question and a very good one too, in my opinion. I don't really know fully. Fedrin is indeed a very good player at the Pokemon game. She's very Pixelmon intuitive, and she learned a whole lot by doing research. However, I think the reason why she hasn't won a tournament or hasn't gotten far in many tournaments is described in one word, and that is Nebris. Nebris seems to be the bane of her existence in tournaments, and he always messes her up and defeats her. And she has gone up against him in the first round twice now, and in the last or the third round for the quarters or the half semifinals, yes. She went up against Nebris, and that's where she lost as well. So I believe that that's the problem. I hope that she can manage better this tournament. Not as good as me, of course, because I'm the best around, so I need to win, obviously. Um, I want that title or clear bell, okay? Okay. Next question is Dazer, which is the question: have you ever shown your face? Difficult question as well. Yeah, my face has been shown before. I have met up with some people on the interwebs, streamers, etc., during a meetup, and I've been to a convention or two, so my face has been shown occasionally. Would be difficult to find though. Nolan Smith asks me, what inspired you to do YouTube? Um, it's a difficult question. You guys are doing really great questions, which make me you know think. The biggest reason is that I took Vintage Beef as my inspiration. I really enjoyed his content, and I figured, I'll never be as good as him, but I like the idea of showing people what I'm doing in video games. And, if they're entertained by it, then I'm definitely willing to give it a go. So over the last 5 years almost, I've been doing YouTube on and off depending on my hardware. I had some issues with computers, so I stopped for a little bit here and there. And I enjoy the idea of having people be interested and enjoying my content. I'm doing this for the people. That's basically it. If nobody were to like my content, I don't know if I'd continue creating it. Um, it's a symbiotic relationship, right? You guys enjoy it, and that makes me feel good about doing it. Not to sound very, creepy about it, I guess. Um, Garrett Coward asks me, have you ever considered streaming? I have considered this. Usually my stance was more so related to what Beef always says, is that he's not necessarily interested in it because he doesn't think it's for him. I never used to think that as well. However, I've been sucked into Twitch communities about 2.5 years ago, and I've been enjoying it a lot. And unfortunately, that makes me also feel like, yeah, maybe I could do that. It's the same with the YouTube game in essence. However, my upload speed is too low for me to be able to upload me playing the game and not have the quality suck. So, no streaming for me. It is a Patreon goal, however. I will potentially in the future, if I actually start earning money, I will just upgrade my internet speed and be able to stream as well as record videos. But as of right now, I'm unable to do so. So, and the next question is, can you make a Discord? Now, this is a question I've heard before, quite often actually, of people asking me to make a Discord or some place where they could interact with me. And my answer has always been the same, honestly. I have a Discord. I share it with Flusemaker. It's called the UHC Clubhouse. As you can imagine, it has something to do with UHC. There's been regularly scheduled games of UHC played in those that are organized through the Discord and played on one of our servers. It's also my Patreon server, Discord server that is. So the Patreons that are part of my stoners, because that's what I call them, uh, can get Discord roles on there, and most of the information about events or game nights or movie nights that are being hosted can be seen and discussed on there. However, upon request of some people, I have decided to add a. Oh, I went the wrong way. A separate channel for both me and Flusmaker, who's co-owning the Discord, as I said, to have people be able to interact with both us and each other, specifically about content we create on the internet. I think this is where it just came from. Yes. So if you want to, usually I refer people to my Patreon page, which is where the Discord link is placed. However, I'll post the Discord link in the description currently. If you feel like only hanging out in the general channel for my specific content, you can mute everything else. If you want to play UHCs every now and then, feel free to keep it in mind. It's pretty cool. I enjoy UHC myself. I don't always participate in many of them, but that's mostly because of time constraints and that I'm just not very good at them. But yeah, so far it's been a blast in there. So feel free to join. Mute whatever you don't want to be, hanging out with, and I'll make sure to read the messages that go on in that channel, because I enjoy interacting with the communities. We're going into the last questions, and then that's good because I've already been recording for 26 minutes. Daniel Mihalovic. Mihalovic? I don't know. I'm probably mispronouncing that as well. My apologies. Asks 3 questions even. Um, One of them is, what kind of music do you listen to? I never really know. I enjoy music that I can sing along to. I know a lot of music lyrics, as you guys may or may not have noticed throughout the videos. And unfortunately, I have the thing where if you hear something that resembles a music lyric, I want to sing along, even though it might just be a regular conversation, and that's a little awkward sometimes. But it is what it is. Can't change my way. Tiger can change its stripes. However, um, usually it's just pop or whatever you hear on the radio. And I've been indoctrinated to enjoy classic rock, specifically the Eagles, quite a lot. My mom is quite a big fan. I'm going to see a concert about it soon as well. And yeah, I just like classic rock in general. Queen, the whole shebang. Anything I can sing along to, honestly. It, yeah, makes me feel good. I am not much of a fan of the more abstract versions of music that are either just instrumental or where it's all synthesized. Um, I'm not much of a fan of classical music, for example. It's just not my thing. Next question by Danielle is, what are your top 3 favorite foods? Ooh. I think my top favorite dish and or meal is a combination of gnocchi and just tomato sauce, marinara sauce, combined with a chicken that is uh, rolled up, like chicken breast fillet, that is rolled up in a around the sage leaf and then surrounded by serrano ham, and then obviously fried in a frying pan, not deep fried, just normal fried. Oh man, it just the taste is so addictive that if I eat it at some point, I just taste it for the next like days, and I just want to have more. I don't know. It is some weird addictive thing to me. And then I like to combine that with either salada caprese, uh, which I believe is just considered oh god, am I gonna mess this up? Probably. Mozzarella, pesto, tomatoes, and I would either add some iceberg lettuce just for some extra, you know, yeah. That's my favorite meal. I like pizza. I like fries, French fries. I think, and I do enjoy McDonald's. I know it's really bad, but I do enjoy McDonald's. So. And the last question of today is going to be also by Danielle. Beer or wine? Now, my only appropriate answer to this is whiskey. However, if I had to choose, I don't know if I could, but I'd probably go for wine. When I was younger, beer gave me quite the heavy hangovers, and I just got nauseous from it quickly, where I could just drink multiple whiskeys and not have any issues. For some reason, I just had issues with beer. I don't know. My dad had it when he was younger as well. He just couldn't handle beer, but like other stuff, he would drink the rest of the people's under the table. Yeah. Uh, I've come to like beer again. I don't have that many issues with it anymore, but still, it's not something I drink very frequently. So yeah, that's basically it. I think that's all the questions. Feel free to check out the Discord in uh, the description. Yes, join it. Hang out, talk in Sten dash general, which is the channel that I made for. Oh dear. I mean, we can't really die or get hurt anyway, but still, oh dear. Yeah, that's it. That's it, folks. Well, guys, that was quite the interesting Q&A session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe I'll do another one in 20 episodes. I don't know. Probably not, but maybe if there's more questions. I hope you guys had a good day, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode.